Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome. Today I'm going to be reviewing the PolarPro ND filter kit for the DJI Mavic Pro. Alright, so let's get started firstly with an unboxing. So as you can see, you get 3 filters in the package here. This is for the DJI Mavic, so as you can see there, DJI Mavic Edition. PolarPro do all sorts of filters for all sorts of different applications, but this is for the DJI Mavic. So yeah, as I said, you get 3 filters. One of them is a circular polarizer, and that's for increasing saturation in images. It can make the sky look really nice. It can also make the grass really, really green and things like that. I don't find myself really ever using them because during the day, most of the time, I've already got an ND filter on, so I can't have 2 filters stacked on top of each other when it comes to the Mavic. So then we have an ND8, which is a 3-stop filter, so that'll cut out 3 stops of light, and then we have an ND16, which is another ND filter, and that cuts out 4 stops of light. So this one, ND16, you'd probably use on really bright sunny days, and this one right here, you'd use on days, it's a little bit bright, but it's not too bright. One quick thing to mention for those who don't know what ND filters are or why you'd use them, I have done a video on that, so check that out. I'll put that in as one of the cards up there, and I'll try and remember to put the link in the description as well so you can check that out. So let's get it open. We'll have a quick look at the back. It just tells you pretty much what each filter does. So there you go, circular polarizer filter helps increase contrast and saturation. And these just tell you they cut out 3 and 4 stops of light. So let's get it open, we'll have a look. Comes very nicely packaged. Not sure if you can see that, it's a bit bright, but that pretty much shows you that you can download an app, it's like a calculator to see what kind of ND filter you'll need on the day. I don't really use the app, and what else have we got? So right here, these are the actual filters that come in a beautiful case. This actually fits inside the Mavic bag. If you did get the Fly More combo, that did come with a bag, this fits nicely. And what else? Looks like we just get some paperwork. Yeah, so just the paperwork telling you how to fit them and things like that. So let's get a better look at the filters. So this is the case they come in. As I said, it's really nice. I've already used this, so you're gonna see some marks and things on it. And let's open it up, we'll have a look at the filters. So all the filters sit in this nice foam here, and you just pull them out like that. So this one right here, that's the ND8. Not sure if you can see that, it's probably a bit small. That's the ND8, so that cuts out 3 stops of light, and it's written on there so you can see it before you use it. And then we got the ND16, so this is the one that cuts out the 4 stops of light. And then we have, this will be the circular polarizer, there you go, it's marked CP. And that's about all you get in the box and what they look like. I'm gonna show you how to mount them on the Mavic. It's not that hard, it's just, with the gimbal being so small, you gotta be really careful. So I'll show you that now. All right, so we've got our ND8 here. We're gonna just fit this onto our Mavic. And what I like to do, it makes it a bit easier, is put the Mavic upside down or hold it upside down so you can get to the gimbal nice and easy. It is gonna be much better if you leave the Mavic off when you do this, because otherwise you're gonna be pushing against the gimbal motors and you might break something. So that's the thing there. And all you need to do is just push it on. It's really hard not to touch the front of these filters, so make sure you wipe them clean if you have touched them, because they are really small. So what I do, I just grab the gimbal, place the filter over the top, and just press it on until it's all the way on, and that's it. Easy as that, it's on. So the main reason you want to use ND filters is to get the most cinematic footage possible. And like I said, if you watch my ND filter video on what they are and how they work, that'll make sense to you. So it's all about using the right frame rate and using the right shutter speed. And the problem with the Mavic, it's not really a problem, but it can be, is that you can't adjust the aperture. It's a constant aperture, and I think it might be a 2.2 or 2.8, so it's pretty wide open, so it does suck in a lot of light, which is really good if you are flying it in low light conditions, but it can also be bad because it can get really blown out in really, really sunny days if you are using the desired shutter speed, which should be double your frame rate for the most cinematic footage. So here in Australia, we shoot 25 frames per second, so my shutter speed is usually 1/50, and that means on a bright day, it's just a pure white image. So what I'm gonna do now is show you 3 clips, and one of them is the Mavic at shooting 25 frames per second with a shutter speed of 1/50 with no ND filters, and you'll see that it's just a pure white screen, you can't see anything. The next one will be adjusted the shutter speed, so made the shutter speed faster to bring it down to the right exposure. And what you'll notice in this clip is that it's a bit, it looks a bit weird because it's not very cinematic. There's not much nice motion blur. Everything's a little bit too sharp. And in this video clip, it might not be very obvious because there's not a lot of movement, but in a clip with a lot of movement, it's really obvious that this is a little bit too sharp. And it's a little bit strange to watch for some people because we're used to watching you know, movies in cinemas and things like that where they have used a shutter speed that is double the frame rate. And the third clip I'm going to show you is using the ND filter. And that day from memory, I was using the ND16, so the 4-stop filter, because it was a very bright sunny day. So again, this is shooting 25 frames per second with a shutter speed of 1/50 with the ND16 filter to cut out the 4 stops of light. And it looks much better. So they're the 3 clips that I have. I haven't used a circular polarizer yet because like I said, most of the times when I fly, I need the ND filter more than anything else and you can't put them on top of each other. But one day if it's a darker day or I feel like just upping my shutter speed, I might use the circular polarizer. And it's probably also good for photography, not just aerial videography, because for photos, the shutter speed doesn't really matter too much. You can shoot a fast shutter speed to cut out some light or a slower shutter speed to bring in some light. So for photographers, it's probably awesome. I haven't taken many photos with the Mavic yet. Most of the time it's for video stuff. But now I'm going to tell you my thoughts. So far, awesome. I love them. They do the job. They don't seem to degrade the image too much at all. Well, not that I can tell at all in any way. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. They were around $50 to $60, I think, from a seller on eBay here in Australia. And I'm really happy with them. I love the case they come in. Like I said before, it fits in the Mavic bag perfectly, just down the back with the remote. And yeah, it's just very nicely made. The foam that they sit in, they're very well protected. Like I said, the only thing is when you get them out, it's really easy to put fingerprints on them and stuff if you're not careful with handling them. So make sure you do give them a good clean before you fit them to the actual Mavic. Otherwise you might, it might ruin your image. But yeah, that's what they look like on. And yeah, like I said, there can be a bit of a challenge getting on and off the Mavic just because the gimbal's so small and it feels like you're gonna break something. So just make sure you do it when the drone is off, otherwise you're gonna be fighting against the motors and you might break something. So I always make sure the Mavic's off when I'm removing or adding any filters. And that's about it, just a really quick review. I'm over the moon with the filters. I'll be using them all the time now. And up until this stage, I was just using a higher shutter speed to cut out the extra light, but it doesn't look that good. It's not cinematic and it's much better with the filters. So yeah, highly recommended. And they do apparently have a cinema edition as well for the Mavic. I'm not sure what the actual difference is. Maybe they're just high quality filters, but I'm really happy with these for my usage. So yeah, highly recommended. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks very much for watching.